Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, get into some TA. Alright, guys, we are going to make this a relatively short video here. We're just going to go over the indices. We'll go over the main tickers. Alright, and we are going to start off here with QQQ. Alright, guys, so it is Friday. This is the last day going into, this week. We are going to see this weekly candlestick close. Kind of important what happens, right at the end of the day, we typically get some sort of reaction. Recently, we've been selling into the end of the day. But if you can get a push into the end of the day and give this weekly candlestick a long lower wick, that will be a very good look going into next week. On top of what we have over here on the daily RSI, as well as the 4-hour RSI. You have a triple bullish divergence going on over here on QQ's 4-hour RSI, and you pivoted off support. All right, and if we're just to take all of these things away, to me it does look like it is it's trying to get over there. All right, last time you couldn't hold it, over there you couldn't hold it. Looking like it's about to make another run for it. All right, and if we put this stuff back on there, you can see you have that downtrend. I do think that is going to be a key spot. All right, so we are looking for 473.82. That is I will say a target for next week. That is what we're looking for going into next week. We will have a longer video out. I will scan all my tickers, my list of tickers, and we will have a bunch of trade ideas going into that following week as well. But I'm just going to say, guys, things ain't looking too bad. And that's why this is going to be a short video. We have the weekly update coming out. This is just, the Friday update. We don't have a market session tomorrow. We don't have too much to talk about here that we're not going to discuss in the weekly update. All right. SPY did have the 4-hour bullish divergence, and you are now coming up off of the support levels down there. All right. You did not make it down to 533.07. You made it to 537, though, and that was pretty darn stankin' close. All right. Now, I did mention in the following video, the previous videos here, the past two videos, that on the reversals, we typically get them with a candlestick, a long lower wick, or we get a gap up, just like you have going on over here. Okay. What do you have over here? You have your gap up. We did not put in, those long lower wicks, the hammer candlesticks. We had them yesterday. We did not close them. You had a, rather aggressive sell-off going into the close. That's what I was saying earlier. We keep wanting to close out with a massive sell, and that is something that I don't know if it's going to keep happening, but until it goes away, it is there. We were going to see what happens into the end of today. If you can get a strong close here, all right, I do think you're probably going to pop above the daily 9 over here. You're probably going to be coming back up to 555.83 next week. That is also a target for SPY over here. All right. First things first, we got to get up to 550.12. But as you can see, guys, SPY's close is already not looking bad at all. All right, you have a hammer candlestick. I know we got a bunch of stuff going on here on the smaller time frames, but here on the weekly time frame, this ain't looking bad at all, guys. It's really not. I know you didn't get down to your major level down over here towards 530, but you can see that you have a pin bar, a hammer candle, whatever you want to call this thing. It's bullish. This is literally just showing that buyers are stepping in. All right. They are starting to take back control. Over here, sellers are clearly in control. Right here, it does show us that, hey, behind the scenes, buyers are starting to take back control. And that is that. All right. So I don't want to spend too much time on these things because we have a decent amount to cover here. Expect a resistance up here at the daily 9 on the smaller time frames. We can also take a look at these. What are you watching right now? All right, going into end of day. Guys, you have 545.03. You are right, just dancing right around there. You're getting rejected by your 15-minute 9 EMA going on up there. If you can get above that 9 EMA, and you could just watch on the 5-minute time frame as well, you definitely got to clear that first. Then you do have a solid shot at pushing it back up to 546.23. All right, and that will align with this golden pocket up there as well. But to me, it does look like this thing wants to sell all the way down here to 543.68, which will align with the 0.618 fib down here, right around there. All right, so that's what we're watching over here in SPY. QQ on the smaller time frames, this is what we're watching. Okay, underneath 462.71, you do have the golden pocket to pay attention to. I'm not saying that's going to hold. But you know, this 461 area right here, I think this is significant. First things first, got support going on right here, right underneath. And then, so you got the 0.786 fib right there, right? Well, you know, I read a Fibonacci book one time, and it did tell me, hey, if you have different retracement levels lining up, it becomes a stronger level. 461.07, 461.09. All right, so if we come down to this 0.786 fib, and if we come down to this 0.618 fib, I do think we probably are going to see buyers stepping in right there. So watch 461 if you start breaking down from 462.71. That is the key level that I am going to be paying attention to, but you do have this to watch. All right, if you can start, gain some steam back above, okay, you took your time, dear sweet time getting up there, boom, just pulled the rug right out from you. All right, you want to see these surprises be to the upside starting up. We've had all these surprises to the downside recently. Wherever that trend is going on here, hourly time frame. Typically, that's how I like to look at it. Whatever trend it's in, you're going to see surprises in that direction. We have not officially gone into an uptrend yet, okay? But, what we did, establish across the board is some reversally looking setups, okay? I'm not even talking about the indices over here. We have hammers on a bunch of the big boys. Here on the hourly time frame, see that arrow? We're going to take that off. Here in the hourly time frame, you do not have a higher high. Take the magnet off, okay? Make that nice and neat there for you, okay? You got a high, you got a lower high, okay? And, you might have this higher low compared to over here, but you have to break above this high right here to really start switching this hourly trend, okay? And from that point, you can, then you can follow the arrow. 467.94 above there, you watch it for 473.82, and that is why I was saying that is a target going into next week, because above here you have absolutely nothing until there. You just straight up sold throughout this block. Boom. All right, so that is what I am watching over there on the Qs. You come over here to IWM, and what do we got going on over here, guys? What are we rocking with? Well, first things first, I told you guys, the golden pockets, guys, sometimes these things just like to literally go back and forth with one another. All right, from that one, did end up finding buyers there in the golden pocket. What happened next? You ran up to the next golden pocket, which also aligned with a resistance. That is, what I like to, see as strong resistance. Like, expect sellers there. If you have resistance and you have a, Fibonacci retracement level right there, like a key one, like the golden pocket, 0.618 or the 0.786 fib, hey, you are probably going to be seeing sellers step in. That is that. So that is what you got. And then you sold back off. Okay. Now, the levels you're paying attention to over here on IWM, support 222.80, 222.80 that is, and underneath there, okay, the next one that really stands out to me, we're going to turn on our handy dandy magnet over here. All right, next one that stands out to me is all the way down at 222.07. If you lose 222.07, you really got nothing until down here at 220.50. All right, so that is the $2.50 gap right there. Big move. There's that. Or $1.50 gap. There you go. As resistance, 224.02. If you can get above there, you are opening up the door for another test of 224.78. And I do have to say, this looks like if you get up there and test it, you're probably going to go straight to 227.13. That's just my opinion. All right. But let's be completely real about this thing. Boom. Handle. Okay. You want to see some more bullish structure? Boom. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. All right. It doesn't have to look so pretty. Oh, you also got this thing going on right over here. Like, this thing's set up to rally. Okay, that's just my opinion. Everything I share on this channel is strictly my opinion. Don't you keep that in mind, okay? Or don't forget that. Keep that in mind. I am just putting out my just putting out my stuff out there, guys. No financial advice will ever be shared on this channel, and that is that. Okay, guys, but you're going to come over here to DIA. And what are we watching on DIA, guys? We're going to come over here to the daily time frame, and you are hitting it with the recovery. We were watching, underneath here, we were watching down here at 395.59. When in reality, we need to be looking for that higher low because you just broke out of, I think it was 7 months, half a year of consolidation. Now you're breaking up. So that's that. Come over here to VIX, guys. What do we got? What you got? What you got? You got a bearish divergence going over here on the daily RSI. You are coming up, false breakout from this big major downtrend. Yes, guys, the crash is canceled. It's not happening. I'm just here to tell you guys, we fell slowly over here. This is just like anything else we've ever seen. All right? You know, it's just like all these guys. Okay? It's not like somewhere over there. Not like that. Okay? Where you just boom, free fall. It's not like that. Okay? You want to go back to the beginning. You literally started free falling from the beginning, and within 3 trading sessions, you were down, 4 trading sessions, you're down 9.5%. Guys, we just covered that in 2 weeks. Okay? It's, all these other times, we could see very quick declines, still not crashing. Okay? This is actually something that's pretty crazy. You were down over here 8%. We could say you were big market crash over there, market crash. But you know what? If you were around with us back then, you did know to be paying attention to this, your range. Okay. I do remember back here in this day, okay, when we started hitting it with the break and retest, and then boom, you got to ride it. And from here to here, here's where here's where I like to shine, right here. Okay, you see how you could have sold the golden pocket right there, 0.618 fib. If you bought on the retest or bought in the range, trying to get towards the low of that range because you thought it was going to be breaking up, well, congratulations, because you got to literally get a nice safe entry off the 0.61 fib, and then boom, all right, it went back. Now, if I remember correctly, you had a break and retest as well. All right, you hit it with another break and retest, and then you went higher. You want to see another break and retest? It's kind of crazy, guys. Oh, hit it with the break and retest. You want to see one more? I remember this time because I was like, holy crap. It's like every day, bro. This is insane. Oh, you have a 1, okay? A 1. You have a 2. You have a 3. You have a 4. You have a 5. All right, and on this 5th one, this is where my strategy shines, guys. When we have clean price action like this, that is nice. Give me this market again. With all this extra experience, give me this freaking market again. I will have some fun. All right. I saw a post the other day. I think it was from Blake Stonks on Twitter. It was like, as a trader, when the market gives you your opportunities, you got to take advantage of them, because 1 month could make a whole trader's years. He was up like $60,000. That's crazy. That's hey, $60,000 right there. I saw one of the comments. It was like, that's if you're working like a normal job or something like that. And he was like, is that your year? Is that really it, or something like that? And he was like, that's most people's years, and that's facts. All right, that is completely facts. That is most people's years. Yeah, guys, I'll be honest, I'm flabbergasted. Some of you guys are trading with so much freaking money. Some of you guys are already at $1 million. Some of you guys are trading with hundreds of thousands of dollars. Just pat yourself on the back if that is you. All right, congratulations. All right, you're doing it right there. There was someone in the Discord that joined May 23rd. I looked at it today. I was like, holy sweet baby Jesus. That's insane. I was like, I know this guy just joined 2 months ago or some crap like that. Yeah, May 23rd. Went from under $100,000, 80 freaking $1,000, like 900 something $1,000. I'm absolutely mind blown. So, I'm just here to say this, guys. All right. Where there's a will, there's a way. And if that's not you, if you're not at that level yet, just carry on, keep adapting. If it's not you have to do things to get, in that direction, and you have to keep making these small adjustments. Okay. Or maybe it's a few minor changes. Well, major changes. They would definitely be major if you're switching up a train that much. Just know that where there is a will, there's a way. I see evidence that, this is so freaking possible in this, the trading space, in the stock market space, on a daily basis. All right, not from just people in the Discord, people on Twitter, you guys in the comments. You guys, I love you guys. You guys are mind blown. All right, and I love being around that type of money. I saw a video a while back from Alex Hormozi. It was saying you gotta get around people with a lot more money than you, so you're in that scarce mindset, and you're just it's gonna make it so you get there a lot quicker. Guys, we're in this space, and that's kind of how it is. All right, if you're in this space every single day, you will feel like that. And just know where there is a will, there is a way. So keep going. All right, keep going. I see evidence on a daily freaking basis, so freaking consistently, that where there is a will, there is definitely like a massive way. A massive. Imagine being up, $100,000 on the day. Imagine being up $200,000 on the day. That was the guy in the Discord. It was like $180,000 on the day. Congratulations. Insane. Insane. Think yourself, you're doing something amazing. You're doing something so right. And anyone who's in that position, you're doing something so right. Just keep going. I don't know how old you are at this point, like any of you guys who got this type of money. But, if you're not at the end of your life, you're not, we're talking 70, 80 years old, you got so much freaking room for growth. Ridiculous. All right. Even if you are old, if this is your hobby, you keep going until you die. It's the game we're in, guys. You win by staying in the game and, really becoming a player. That's how it is. All right. So we did get the gap up over here on QQ, guys. I'm looking for a continuation here. All right. To the upside. I did point out you didn't actually switch your trend yet. You got to do that by breaking them up. 467.94 over here on QQQ. SPY, that level is 457.46. If you can break above there, you look for a retest of 550.12. By that point, you will probably have broken out of that downtrend. Like I pointed out over here on the 4-hour chart on QQQ, you have this 4-hour downtrend over here as well. And, if you break above 473.82 next week, you're going to be busting out of this thing. This thing looks like it wants to run. All right. It's just coiling up, guys. We've seen this before, and it typically doesn't spend too much time. Once it starts putting in divergences, it's, it's spring loaded. It's getting ready to move. All right. It's getting ready to move. These divergences right there, you got that right now, except you got this, you got that, you got these divergences. The same thing we've seen before, big types of moves. This is in your bear market. If you had these divergences, you still got these, decent sized bounces. Okay. Probably right around the corner next week. All right. I don't know what's going to happen to the close of that. I really don't, guys. It's 2:32 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got an hour and a half. But at the end of the day, guys, we got what we wanted over here with the gap up. It was either going to come with a large lower wick, a reversal candlestick, or you're going to start with a gap up. That is what, if you just look back and do some back testing yourself, you're going to see most of these are caused by that hammer. Okay. Lower wick, two lower wicks. All right. The lower wick, reversal, that's like opposite of a spinning top candlestick. That's what we got here. You have the option for, an island reversal. That's where you open yourself up to. Same with down here. Same with here, but also same here. Lower wick, gap up, lower wick. All right. You just kind of, gap up. Look at that. Yep, that is what started it. What happened over here, guys? Okay. Gap up really sent you along your way. You started with the gap up, but even down here, you marked the absolute bottom with that lower wick. So, you don't have to make these things complicated. All right. What happened here? Gap up, another gap up. What happened here? Lower wick. Lower wick marked the bottom over here. That's that. You did end up breaking out of this range here over here with the bullish engulfing candlestick, gap up, lower wick on that pivot. These things are consistently here. Gap up, a bunch of lower wicks, very slight gap up. We're not going to, say it, but then you started gapping up 2 days in a row, 3 days in a row. There you go. Okay. Same thing. Reversal, indecision candlestick right on the 9, and then you started with the gap up. And so, I made my point, guys. Gap up. Gap up. Wick. It's at every single bottom. So, patience is a virtue. This is what my friend Dave told me today. That, hey, patience is a virtue. And guys, that is definitely something to be said about trading. Patience is going to be a virtue. We're going to get these signals every time at the bottom. I thought we were getting them over here. We didn't get them. But as you can see, we're doing the same thing, except now all the daily RSIs are around 30. So that's that. All right, 10-minute video already turned into a 20-minute video. Let's run through it. SMH, hit it with that, indecision candlestick that stemmed right off of the 0.618 fib in 230.05 support. You did not hit it, but you came down to it and you saw that buyers were down there, and you come over to the 4-hour time frame. What do you got, guys? All right, what you got? What you know about it? All right, what you know about it? You get the same exact thing going on over here, except you have a larger 4-hour bullish divergence. This thing's ready to snap back, guys. At some point, this is going to snap back. It's probably going to be next week. All right. And we're going to see, boom, 250.85 to 255.92. Above there, 263.08 is going to be the next big spot. And that is that. Okay, coming over to Nvidia. What do we got going over here? You're at 113.29. Okay, you get the big long lower wick going on over there. You did indeed hit it with the gap up, but what happened? You faded. All right, I was expecting you to pull back here and probably get a wick down to like right where we are right now, and then close out with a hammer. It's kind of, when I was looking back this morning, I was like, you know, that's what would make sense to me on this day. All right, where you do something like that. Okay, look at that. Something like that. You know, where you get the gap up. Oh, like that. You get the gap up to the top of the wick. That's what I was specifically looking at. This indecision candlestick right here. Top of the wick. Pull back to like right here at the close. And then boom, you close out with the hammer. We didn't get that so far. We're going to have to see. Hour and a half to close. Typically like to make these big moves into the close recently. So we will see what happens. Okay. You're watching 116.72 and above there 121.03. Follow the arrows. Above there 124.58. Up there. This is my, you know, just target for this rally here, which is 178. Not 178. 127.05. There we go. There we go. Coming over here to INTC, and what do we got going on over here, guys? So you just boom, boom, boom. We're going to take a level right there. But what you can really do is take the top of this whole thing. Okay? And where you find buyers? You find buyers right there. So this proved not to be relevant right there. Take this off. Okay, so this is your break and retest zone of this decently sized range you got going on over here. 40 days. All right, 40 days. Over a month you spent in this range. You're retesting that. Expect buyers to pop up. That's that. Then you could look for retest at 32.24. I don't recommend trading it, but you know, it's one of these chips. We'll cover it today. All right, SPI, what do you got? Long lower wick, daily RSI at 30.2987, and at support. Oh, you could see I was marking it out earlier. Okay. This is, you know, just typically what we see at these, you know, bottoming points, guys. Exactly what we got over here. And then you hit it with the gap up. Daily RSI coming off of 30. I'm just saying, this thing's probably about a rocket ship. It doesn't dance around here. It doesn't dance. This is 2020, guys. 2020 dance around here. Up until, like, then, if you go back, no. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll count these. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. 8 out of 8 times so far, you have bounced back from, you know, we're going to say like 35 on this RSI if you tested it. Yeah, right around there. Okay, I didn't include all of these, but you know, if you do, we do. Now we're up to like 12 and stuff like that. I'm just saying, this thing's about a probably rocket from here. Maybe it dance around, puts in a range, does some crap like that. But you know, top to bottom over here, you got a $130 move. $130 move brings you up here to $800. $800 is still, you know, 85 freaking dollars away. Let's get it. ARM. You're spending some time down here at your break and retest zone. This is where you broke out from. And I am going to say 4-hour RSI has that 4-hour. Holy, I just ate some pasta. Pasta la vista, baby. Pasta la vista. I just hiccuped. And, yeah, it turned into a cough. What do we got going on, guys? We are at key support. We've been watching this 145. Big key spot right there. And you have the 4-hour bullish divergence. You know, you don't get this often, guys. You really don't get this often. Like, we're getting a full-on reset across the board, guys. I don't care what things do in the short term. The thing's going to go up. All of these things are going up. I don't think we covered VIX, but VIX is actually starting to crush. No, we did cover VIX. You get the bearish divergence going on over here. The thing's going to retest 1488, and at that point, we're going to see a decent rally on our hands. 1 to 2 weeks of rally. That's what we're looking for here on this channel. And you guys, what do you got? Daily RSI is curling back up after 2 days gap up. You reclaim that support, 108.75 support. The next real level that I could see here. All right, I'm going to just take off that and we'll just apply a new one. 113.64. Above 113.64, the next one I could see is going to be top of that right there. 116.34 above there, 121.01. Okay, and again, guys, we'll have the weekly update covering all of this. I'm just trying to get through this a little bit quicker. Over here on AMD, you are at the long-term uptrend, and you are having the daily RSI curl back up off of 30. This thing also doesn't like to dance around here. I know you did over here, this bear market territory, okay, but you know, most of the time this thing just gets into oversold territory and starts snapping back. Once it starts snapping back, bottom is in. You have the gap up here off your long-term trend line. If you know, didn't see right when I did it before, there you got, you know, that going on here. You see my arrow above 141.15. We're looking for 148.78. And that is that. You got earnings on Tuesday. Okay. Big boys. Desi, you're in a range 214.71 to 225.99. Above 225.99, you're looking for 230.72. Below 214.71, you look for 205.60. That is going to line with the 0.618 fib. That is sexy, but what is absolutely beautiful is if you can come down here to 191.08. That's your best possible long entry on, you know, in terms of my setups. That's where, you know, this is, you're going to catch the whole freaking thing. This, you're going to catch the meat of the move. This is the whole freaking move. All right, there's that. Amazon, what do you got going on? Yesterday, you printed a hammer candlestick. Today, what do we got? We got a little gap up going on. And guys, you're still just kind of dancing around here, but I am going to reference this, okay? You had this 4-hour bullish divergence, okay? Probably want to move back up from here. That's what's like looking like to me across the board. Some of these have already recovered, like more than others. You come over here to Microsoft and you already have started bouncing back. We pointed out over on the Twitter, guys. If you aren't following on the Twitter, go check us out over there. That is where I will share, you know, on the spot stuff that you could probably find beneficial from time to time. There's no point in, you know, not joining our little community, little gang over there. Link is down below. Okay. But 0.786 fib, daily RSI, right near 30. Things probably going to be continuing this bounce. You got to reclaim 430.82, but you're retesting that trend line as well if you retest 430.82. So, you know, we're going to have to see what happens. Again, earnings on Tuesday. Okay. Things probably going to be moving up. Just my opinion. Meta. Bullish divergence here on the daily RSI. Again, earnings on Wednesday. We have a big freaking week next week, guys. Hammer candlestick. Swept the low. Hammer candlestick off support. Bullish divergence. Gap up. Probably going to continue higher if I had to take my guess. That is that. Apple. Golden pocket. Put in, you know, indecision candlestick yesterday. Today you printed an inside bar. You are underneath your resistance, 220 resistance. It was supposed to be support, but it has now been flipped into resistance, as you can see right here. But again, you have that 4-hour RSI being an oversold territory down here. If you were to come down and sweep these lows, you're going to put out in the 4-hour bullish divergence, or, you know, regardless, it's going to be oversold. And I know Apple, you know, tends to do some things sometimes. Okay, this was back in January. This was back in March. Sometimes it just likes to die. Some of these things, like, you know, a lot of the chip stocks, they just like to come down here. They like to bounce back up. Apple's a troll. AMD's a troll. We got a few trolls here. Tesla's a troll sometimes. That's that, all right? But that's Apple above 220.20. 225.77 is the level to pay attention to. You can see that was support flipped into resistance, and that's definitely going to be a key spot. Now, if you just take your golden pocket and go like that, 230.44, that's that. Goog, what do you got going on over here on Goog? All right. I say this is free money. Earnings are not juicing these premiums from here on. Okay. You guys can now buy September expiration on Goog. Keep in mind, Goog, it's Google, guys. It's Google. You got, like, all of these other big boys, they have earnings right around the corner. Google just had earnings. It was the first of the big boys to go. And that is why I'm saying free money. Daily RSI sitting at 31.80. What? A low of day was at 30. What? Craziness. All right. Craziness what's going on right now. And I am just saying this is exactly where it bounced back from last time. Time before that. Time before that. Time before that, you got into oversold territory. Over here, you danced around a bit. It was the, you know, over here in your bear market. Got over there, put in your bullish divergence. And then you had a big bounce right there. But that's in the bear market, guys. We're not in that. It's the daily time frame. With these cycles come every few months. Okay, 143 days, guys. That is 3.5 months. It's 4.5 months. Math is wrong. Now you're oversold. This is the buying opportunity. There's nothing else I could really say to make this more obvious than I'm trying to make this right now, because no financial advice will ever be given on this channel. But, you know, I will definitely, and that's why I say, guys, thank yourself. If you're making money, thank yourself. Okay, you're looking at the right stuff, and, you know, props to you for that. Okay, if I got the right stuff here in this channel, guys, please, you know, if you have anybody you think would benefit this, you got any other cool cats that you like to watch these videos with you, you know, follow along, guess what? Go give them a share. Okay, share the video, see if they'd benefit off of it, and you know, boom, we'll all be you know, maneuvering this market together. This thing's looking beautiful. There's nothing else I could say on this. It's a, you know, hammer slash pin bar candlestick. You could call it indecision down here. The daily RSI is sitting right next to 30. We're in a bull market. That's that. That's that. I understand you just kind of buying into blood here, but if you're on the weekly time frame, this is support. There's nothing else to say about this. This is probably where you bottom out, right around 165.76. And that is that. That is today's video. If I had to speak on Bitcoin, guys, weekly candle looks sexy. Daily chart looks sexy. We said we were bullish off this 63794 level with how it was looking, with actually how coin was looking. It was right down here at the 0.786 fib. And it was either during the live stream or it was during the video before. Either way, I was saying because of how coin is looking, I don't think that thing's going to break and come all the way back down here after just having this breakout. I think Bitcoin's probably going to hold, and Bitcoin did end up holding. And what do? You printed a continuation candlestick. We got 5 hours and 13 minutes till that closing, but this thing looks sexy, guys. It's coming up to 68450 resistance, 68,450 resistance. Above there, we're looking for 7167. That is that. All right, guys. Coin not looking bad. All right, bounce back from the golden pocket. You held that key level. Not looking bad. CLSK, what happened? All right, you found some buyers off the 0.786 fib. You got a little underneath there. And now, if you know, was to do that, you got this little like flag action going on. Doesn't look bad. All right, Bar, what do you got? Long term. Long term, 2 months. Not long term, 3 months. Not a long-term trend line, but you do have, you know, we're going to call this our major current, you know, uptrend going on here. You came right down to it, guys. All right. And now you have an official uptrend. Okay. We can actually use this trend line because you have a 1 touch point, you have a 2, you have a 3. It takes 3 touch points to really make a trend. That's, you know, a saying that I heard years ago and I kind of just stuck with it. You know, it never steered me wrong. Guess what? You already broke out. You know the thing wants to move up. Bitcoin's probably moving up if all these things are looking like this. Right? Came back and tested the top of this range. It's not looking bad to me, all right? You had the 0.618 fib sitting right below. On all this consolidation, you want to see what I notice? Declining volume as you're moving down. Big volume as you moved up on these big 2 days. We have a 17% day followed by a 10% day. You had this volume compared to all that crap. Okay, that crap volume when you're doing this. Guys, this thing wants to move up. This is actually a really sexy setup out of Riot. The only thing is earnings are right around the corner. That's why I say Goog, guys, this really should be a focus, okay? Goog is the only thing that I can say, besides NVIDIA, is like, hey, you're buying unjuiced premiums, and then you come back over here to Goog. What do you also get to do? You could buy them for September, okay? You could buy them for October if you want. Thing is, you could buy them so far out that that's why I say this is your free money opportunity right there, all right? Microsoft looks pretty sexy too, but what does it have, all right? It has earnings right around the corner. We don't know what it's going to do. Also, premiums are pumped, so what if that does nothing? And then, boom, you just have to eat like 50% of your cons that you bought for, you know, August or September. It's September, maybe you eat like 30%. If it, you know, just trades flat here, we'll see what, you know, move their price in and over there. We'll talk about that in the weekly update. But hey, all right, Goog looks sexy. Okay, guys, so I'm going to really pound the table on that one, okay? Scream the top of my lungs about that one. This thing looks beautiful, and the video also looks good, and that is that. All right, with that being said, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Everybody have a lovely rest of your day. Peace.